And welcome to Through the Smoke. And today we have Alberstone Cup Series, and he wants me to do a video reaction to his video and to say my ideas and just react to them. So if you want your name to be featured on here, um, then suggest something in the comments. I got some other ones, but they were just I couldn't make a full video. I could probably answer them in like 20 seconds, but yeah. So let's watch it and I'll react to it.
It's the Alberstone Cup Series, and today I'll be discussing the current playoff format and what we could do to fix it or make it better. So first of all, let's talk about the current format. So here it is. So you get playoff points rewarded
I like the playoff points
to go to your championship, and then throughout the playoffs you race, and then there's an elimination race every 3 races, and then the homestead is winner go home. Like whoever's the best finish out of the 4 drivers wins. And let me tell you some statistics. So in 2014, Kevin Harvick had 5 wins, 14 top 5s. His average finish was 12.5, which was not quite the best. In 2015, we had the Kyle Busch scenario. He only raced 25 out of 36 races, but he still ended up winning the championship. He had 5 wins in total. He had 12 top 5s, and his average finish was 10.8. But remember, he did not race 11 races of the season. Jimmie Johnson, in 2016, he had 5 wins, 11 top 5s, and his average finish was 14.
He was able to make it happen.
But here's a really interesting statistic. He won his races at the beginning and the end of the season. He was winless in the middle of the season for 24 races.
Yep.
That's right, 24 races. In 2017, Martin Truex Jr. had 8 wins, 19 top 5s, an average finish of 9.4, and he's the most deserving champion so far. And also remember, from 2014 to 2016, there's literally no bonus points. So that really affected
I really like the
how things played out.
Kind of makes the
actually
matter.
And then in 2018, Logano had 3 wins, 13 top 5s.
This finish, I've said this before on this channel, may not have happened if we did not have this current system, which is another reason why I like this.
An average finish of 10.7 and 2 wins in the playoffs he had. And alright, here's the thing. We have lots of undeserving champions. Logano and Jimmie Johnson. But which one is more undeserving? Everybody's complaining, why does Logano have to win the championship? It's so unfair. He didn't deserve it. But did he? I mean, Jimmie, in my opinion at least, deserved it less than Joey Logano.
Yeah.
Even though Jimmie won more races, he was just not consistent. Logano, on the other hand, was very consistent.
Yeah, throughout the year.
And let me show you how.
Solid.
So, like I said before, his average finish was 10.7. If it weren't for the playoffs and we went off the Winston points, he would have came in 3rd. Or 4th.
This is still very impressive from last year.
One of those 2 in the standings. Johnson would have been around like 9th or 10th or something like that. I haven't checked into that, sorry. But still, Joey had 3 wins, but 2 of them came in the playoffs. And yes, I know that Johnson got 3 wins in the playoffs. But the average finish, 10.7.
That's really good.
And then Jimmie was winless in the middle of the season for 24 races. But it's not like he was close to winning in those 24 races. No, he wasn't. His average finish in the season was 14th, so if you take away those wins, his average finish around them was probably 16th, like in the late spring, summer, and then early fall time. Like, you just can't do that and then win.
Both of them are just kind of, in NASCAR's example where they get hot in the playoffs where, I think that you need to be clutch when it matters.
The championship. Honestly, I think the 2016 champion should have been someone like Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch.
Chris Buescher. Like, not really anyone but Johnson, but yeah, not Chris Buescher.
Joey Logano, not Jimmy Johnson. In 2015, is Kyle Busch a deserving champion? His average finish was 10.8.
I mean, okay. He was the dominant driver that year. But he did miss those races, and so I don't think that you should be able to, get something for that. And that's just rough. It just happened, and you gotta accept it. And that happened to Eric Almirola last year, and it just even does wreck your season, but it does too. It does wreck your season in other sports too.
He had 5 wins and 12 top 5s. But just remember that Jimmy had 11 top 5s in less races. And he almost had the most top 5s. Well, Martin Truex Jr. obviously is an outlier, but Kyle Busch deserved the championship more than Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
But here's a funny thing. In 2015,
Kenseth and Logano, they were 2 big ones, but they just...
Logano actually deserved the championship. But then everything went wrong for him once he got in a rivalry with Kenseth. 2018, Kyle Busch deserved the championship, but it went to Logano. So it sort of balances out, surprisingly.
Interesting.
All right, and here are my ideas. Oh, wait, one more thing. For why has this format been put into place? Because of Jimmy's dominance during 2006 to 2010.
2006.
And then also the 2017 and 18 format is better than the 2014 to 16 because of playoff points.
20.
And also, here's some...
It's better than 2014 and 16 because you get, points throughout the regular season where you can, get... And those can help you. Whereas in the past, it's just like, just, win one race and then it's good. And then you still did kind of get bonus points, but only 3 for the first round. And, drivers like Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, they'd make it, like, no doubt about it past the first round. And that's really, actually, especially in the round of 8, you have to, if you weren't really good during the regular season, you'd have to win to advance.
Something that could happen in this format, which would be terrible. You could literally win 35 races and not win a championship, while the driver who wins the championship doesn't even win.
I think the most races a driver has won is 27, and that's Richard Petty.
Win 1 race. Yes, it could happen. You could win all 35 races, finish 3rd at Homestead.
I think that was when they were also won 36 races though too.
The winning driver could finish 2nd and not win a championship. Like in 2014, Newman almost won the championship. He finished 2nd just on consistency. He never even won a race. And I think that there should be like a rule put into place or something that you would have to win a race to be able to win a championship. All right.
That's a good idea, I think.
Now we go into what I think should be put into place. So first of all, you know how the playoffs only really matter, especially at Homestead? My idea is that drivers get eliminated every 9 races. That's right, every 9 races. That way, like, every race matters.
But if you're good over at least a couple of those races, then you're like, you don't have to worry. I mean, it kind of matters.
So, after 9 races, it goes down to 30. 18 to 20, 27.
And then you can't really do that because well, it's hard to tell simply because you aren't really sure how many drivers are going to be full time. So I mean, kind of hard to say. I mean, it can really vary from year to year. Probably just the top 27 after the first round, and then I don't know.
To 10, and then they either would have like a 10 race sprint to see determine who wins the championship, and also this includes playoff points, or it would go down to 5 cars after 5 races, and then it'd be like a 5-race sprint with playoff points to determine the championship. That's just my idea. But the reason why,
currently, every race doesn't matter because if you win it, then you can get playoff points to get closer to ensuring your championship, and you do get points for how you do during the regular seasons.
Before, so every race matters. Like, you could literally sit around. Like, if your favorite driver is Kyle Busch, I know he's making the playoffs. So I'll only tune in then. Hibernates February through August, wakes up September, just watches the playoffs. That's only what really matters. Or they could just watch Homestead because they're that confident that he will make the championship, which he has 4 out of the 5 years.
Yeah, but you want to see him for sure.
That's why that format should be put into place. The second format, alright, this may sound strange and stupid, but you know how they have the regular season champion? What they should do, instead of that, they should have a Winston champion, like someone who would win on the Winston format, and then the playoff champion.
I mean, so, for instance, out, you know what?
In 2015, Kyle Busch would be the playoff champion, and Kevin Harvick would be the Winston champion, because Kevin Harvick was the best throughout the season, so he also deserves to be the championship. But Kyle Busch would be the playoff champion.
Even though we already do with the season champion and then the 500 champion.
Because he did the best during the playoffs. I mean, that's just my suggestion. I mean, I know it has its flaws, but I mean, it really rewards the drivers who did good all season long. To the drivers who just showed up for the playoffs, like Jimmy Johnson in 2016 too. I mean, Logano was actually there all season because he was like in the top 4 in points. My third idea is that 35 races to determine everything. Who makes the final 4? I mean the final 2. My bad. And then the top 2 drivers battle it out. So in 20.
But at the end of the season, you really don't have drivers who are racing aggressively, and that's why people are like, "Oh, this format's not really, a joke," and but the playoffs is more exciting simply because drivers are racing for every position. Especially the playoff drivers, they're going for every position they can possibly get. With the old system, you wouldn't be like, eh. I mean, I'm not even at. I mean, I'm racing the points, not gonna be able to win the championship. Maybe not gonna be too aggressive, and that's what this format makes. Aggressive racing, which I like.
18 this year would have been Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick battling it out for the championship, and then Kevin Harvick would have got it done. This way, the top 2 drivers who are the best get to the race for a championship against each other. Not 4, but 2. Sort of like.
But here's a flaw with this that I point out in the comments. That if one driver, they just have a bad thing, then another driver just goes like, "Oh, I'm just running laps," and you just sit around just watching the Alpha lead as a championship.
Like any other sport, because they both had 8 wins, and then Joey Logano only had 3 and Martin had 4, so usually the top 2 have more wins than the 2 that are a bit worse than them but still make the championship 4. Yeah. And then number 4, playoff system we have now, except we have a 10-race sprint. So this is different from the 2004 to 2013 format. because there'd be playoff points included. And also, I would have stages be worth 2 playoff points, because one, it doesn't really sound enough. Like, if you look at the races this way, so about
yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, 2 points for a stage win. I mean, stage winner. Yeah, but that would be interesting. I mean, but then if you win both stages, it's only 1 less playoff point than the win, which the win absolutely should matter most, and it still does. But you know, and then you can maybe have a playoff point to the runner up. I don't know if he says that in a little bit. I'll have to be watching. But what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah, also they should have 2 playoff points for runner up and 1 for third, which is in the THS.
Half of it is stage 3. The other, well, a bit less than half is stage 3, and then the other 2 stages are more than half. So I think it'd be fair, like in total, be 4 playoff points to be earned in the first stages and 5 in the last, because wins matter more than stages. At one point, in my opinion, just isn't enough. And then, yeah, but we have that playoff system from 2004 to 2013 with only wasn't it 12 drivers, or was it 10?
I think that less. I think that we do.
Yeah, I'll go check that later.
There's too many drivers in the playoffs these days. Because a lot of them, they just don't even have a chance at it.
But this is where consistency would be worth, because throughout the whole season. Okay, let's take a look at this. Austin Dillon wins the.
Should not lock you into the playoffs.
2018
into the next round. Within the playoffs, yes, but not in the playoffs.
Daytona 500 by dumping Eric Almirola.
There was also more of a racing incident.
He makes the playoffs. Wins shouldn't guarantee you win. In my opinion, 2 wins would have to.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, 2 wins guaranteeing you in. You know.
Guarantee you into the playoffs in this system. For the system I'm talking about now with the 10 race sprints. But here is it. We're never going to have a perfect playoff system. No matter what you do, people will be upset and there will be haters.
But
what Nascar?
As W Dud said it best, if you just leave it and you can just make some minor changes every once in a while, people will suddenly just quiet down.
Nascar needs to do is just try to please most people as possible. No sport will ever be perfect, like with football, with the catch rule.
And baseball with the balls and strikes and the umpires deal. And also, let's see, what is it? Yeah, like soccer and basketball, those kind of things, with the flops.
And, yeah, you get what I'm saying. No sport will ever be perfect. You have to try to.
NASCAR's not perfect with the cheaters.
Like, how the fans like it. Like, try to make it in the middle of the Winston era, the 2004 through 2013 era, and this new playoff era. Yeah. So that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I put a lot of work and effort into it.
I can tell you, I lost.
What do you think the playoff?
Let's read some other ideas. Ooh, that's interesting. 100 points over race. Interesting. That would be interesting. You could have drivers just being aggressive even if they have problems. Race time. Stage 1. Oh. Race time, that's the leaders always. Winners always has fastest race time. Stage wins, yeah, we have that. Fastest pit crew. That would be interesting. Drivers like that are like. Like Kevin Harvick at Auto Club, say for example, he just has a problem early on and it's a lot of damage, so he can never contend up front. But his pit crew would still be fast. So most consistent race position, average per lap. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think they could test some of these things in the all-star race, and because they always experiment in the all-star race. Joker lap, like it could be a pass through pit road. Yeah, and then you could do that anytime, right? Yeah, you can that would add a lot of strategy. But then I think that after a while people would figure out the best strategy. Well, I mean if they mix them up a lot, then yeah. Mm, mm, yeah, they need to yeah, that's what it needs to make it. Yeah, I point out like Carlos 2016. I said that. Um, I really hope that works. I can't. Yeah, multiple ideas can come to an interesting idea. What is it? Yeah, actually, you would have won that year. I think it was around, or maybe Carlos if he didn't reckon, but I think I was the one raising it. Uh, yeah. I don't even know if he's raising all year. Um, yeah, Nascar. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people are. Yeah, Steve Phelps is um sounds very into this, and it would be really good. Yeah, he would, but he wasn't. He didn't do what could do. But he wasn't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could check. I don't know where to find it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. Go check. Make sure I'll put the original video in the link to it in the description. Let me know whether you agree or disagree with my ideas. It's gonna be a long video. Um, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.